Hi there, my name's Mark, these are my Dice Tales, and these are my continued playthroughs of Sellswords Spellslingers. Now I've got two new things here. I've got a new cam, I've got a top-down cam, which is looking at the table as a whole, and I've got a shaky cam, well not so shaky, I've got it on a stand, and I can get quite close to the action on the game board to get a better view. I'm still new to this, moving the camera around, so I'm going to try and roll dice where you can see them. I might forget that, and I might forget to move the camera and just keep rambling while you're looking at the wrong things. So bear with me as I get used to this new format. Still like in Sellswords Spellslingers, it's about my second game in, but I've had lots of middling games where I've sort of realised I've made a mistake and I've gone back to restart it, or something's interrupted me, I forgot where I was. So it's like my second full game, and this time round I'm doing a basic mission. Even though my XP has reached 107, should take me into expert mode. I'm going to still play another basic because I'm only 7 XP over, and I'm going to play Search for the Herbs. Now that's an outdoor wilderness mission, but I'm going to play it inside a dungeon. So I'm just changing the narrative to say, instead of searching for herbs in the wilderness, I am searching a dungeon. A local cleric has said he was expecting a delivery of holy artifacts with some villagers, and they haven't arrived, and he suspects a goblin ambush, and they possibly live in the ruins. Can I accompany him and find out and rescue who I can, and the artifacts? So instead of herbs, I'm looking for treasures and villagers. Other than that, I'm playing all the rules as they are, as if it was herbs, so I'll still get a rash from dealing with filthy peasants and filthy artifacts. Probably whatever the goblins have been doing to them, it'll probably fill things up. Other than that, it's like a snatch and grab scenario. So yeah, that's why I'm playing it in a dungeon. In their scenario, broken ground can slow you down, and you make a DL10 terrain check to see if you're not slowed down by it. So I'm just going to replace that by having doors in a dungeon, and that will slow me down by having to get to a door, open it, smash it open, something like that. So we'll see the deployment in a moment. As always, there are timestamps below to take you between the start chat, the deployment, the first turn, and the end chat. So that's my format, and yeah, as I say, top-down camera and a new shaky camera as we go around the board. Let me know what you think of that, I would love to know, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks. Hello adventurers, okay, welcome to the table. So I'm trying out something new. I'm using my Castle Ravenloft tiles. I've probably already said this, so let's skip to what the scenario is about and show you where things are placed. So this is the In Search of Rare Herbs. It says the PCs venture through a forest to pick rare ingredients for potions. I'm changing that. I'm saying a local priest has said a local artifact and some villagers have gone missing. Can you go and find them for me? Now, the game does say that you get diseased and rashes from picking up the herbs. Yeah, I'm just going to have to roll with it and add that with a plot. So, I've got a little dungeon set up here. I've got doors, so in their scenario, trees and thickets would slow you down. So I'm going to use doors instead to slow me down. And I'm just going to say that they're all DL10 doors. There are rules for doors in the back of the book, and one of the latter pages in the rule book. I think it's saying like a DL10 is a standard door. DL15 might be a portcullis or a heavier door or something like that. I'm just going to say everything is a D10 door. I don't want too many complications. I'm only a few games in. I don't want to mod it too heavily. So, I'm searching for 12 herbs, in which case mine will be treasure which might have the holy artifacts that my cleric is looking for, and some villagers. They're going to act just like the herbs in the book, in that I'm going to investigate them, pass a perception, alchemy, or intelligence roll to find out if it's the artifacts that we want, or it's a villager that we can save. And if I do save them, I'm not going to bother carrying them around or escort them, and like a computer game, they're just going to know the way out the dungeon and escape. There is a lovely doggy there. I'd love to have a doggy companion, so I don't know. Well, should we make up a new rule on that? As well as doors, I've got some flimsy walls, just to give me alternative ways through the dungeon. So I can smash down that wall with a strength check, or I can just picklock the doors with a picklock check. Unfortunately, no one has picklocks, so I don't have any bonuses. It's just going to be 50-50 if I can get through one of those. At the moment, strength check, I could try and knock one down and get a slightly better bonus with Ragnar the Ranger, who picked up strength, so he could use a composite bow. Okay, enemies. There's only one type of enemy in this scenario, a Goblin Warrior. So there's a leader Goblin Warrior at the back here. You can see my wiggling finger. Should I use a pen instead? There we go. And there are 2 lower goblins. I'm changing up the rules here. They're meant to be melee, but because they're modelled with bows, I'm going to try them out as shooters. I've got a mob of 3 goblins here. They've all got melee weapons, so that's a horde. And another mob of goblins over here. And something trendy I'm going to do now. Boom, we're going to get a close-up cam. And this I'm going to move around the table and try and show you the dice rolls so you can see the horde there, the heroes coming through the table. And we might jump back to overhead cam every now and again, just to get a gist of where things are. Does that cover everything rules-wise? Potentially there is a scenario event where an elven woman will come on. One other thing, because there are no exits other than stairs, there are 4 stairs. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if anything needs to happen, I've got a D8 here to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I need to determine where things are coming on at board edges. I think that covers it. Let's get on. And finally, because I'm playing two-handed, I've got 4 adventurers clocking in at 107 XP, so I'm actually 7 XP over the basic. This is a basic scenario. I'm not going to let that worry me. I'm going to have Ragnar the Ranger and Drake the Cleric as one team. Drake is useless. He has his knife, which he's not very skilled with. He's got the heal spell. He's literally there to keep people up. I've got Cyril the Squire, who's picked up Horde Fighter. I've also got Grief the Thief. I'm just going to swap them round because I've just noticed there's a horde over there. Grief is ranged, whereas Ragnar is ranged melee. So if this looks tight in this area, so I don't really want to get mixed up in range there. Whereas Grief coming round here could have a bit of ranged from a few more options. There's a bit open in the middle there. Other than that, I think I quite like the layout. Let's kick off. Let's go. Oh, it's not focusing. Let's bring in the focusing tool. There we go. And take the focusing tool away. Woomph. Fabulous. Right, who's going to go first? The leader, Ragnar the Ranger. 3 actions. He wants to get through this door. Oh, look at that. I didn't roll my dice. Should I be rolling my dice on the camera? I don't know. Let me know what you think below. So he wants to head towards this little bit of herby treasure, see if you can find the artifacts for the monk, the cleric. And also wants to get through this door and start freeing the prisoners. So I've just rolled a 12, a 15 and 15. So 4-inch movement on my scale is to there. Another 4-inch movement gets me to this treasure. And with my last one, I will activate that treasure and see if it is one of the artifacts that we need. A 10. So I need to pass a intelligence, perception, alchemy roll. DL10, so I've passed. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that on the board here and just mark it on a piece of paper, shaking the board. Treasure 1. Do we get XP for that? No, on a 1 it could have given me a rash. On a 20 it could have given me bonus 2 treasures. Oh, the victory condition. The scenario is successful if at least a number of treasures equal to half the number of players rounded up is found. I'm going to say that's half the number of characters, not players. Doesn't make a difference. Is it half the number of PCs? I've got 4 PCs. I need to find 2. Doesn't seem very much. But that's my 3 actions. So now let's get Drake the Cleric. He's got nothing. He doesn't want to go too far ahead of Ragnar, so he's just going to roll 2 dice. A 15 and a 16. So we're doing well so far. The goblins haven't noticed our little infiltration. I'm going to put him behind. If anything targets, Ragnar's closer. Right. Cyril the Knight. You can hear the barking and the baying of the prisoners locked in that cell there. 3 actions. Oh, this is it. The enemies are coming. So I've shuffled the event deck. I've got 4, 4 and 9. So that's 2 failures, 2 cards. I stepped on a scorpion. Ooh. Discard that one. But let's do what its action is. Stepped on a hazard, must make a DL10 constitution. Should I try and roll a dice in front of you? 15. Pass it. Or take 1 damage. So pass that. Easy peasy. Second card. Monster Axe. Closest monster. Got a feeling it's going to be this horde up here. If it's part of a horde, it will detach. So let's have a monster detaching. I'm going to have a mantra. Before I move, swing the camera around, I just worked out he could move to there. By the way, the boss goblin here, he has extra hit points. I think it's 4 He has 1 hit point anyway, and 1 per PC. We'll get to that when he gets closer. Now my single action. Get a measuring stick somewhere just around that scorch mark. Grief the Thief, you can see just on the steps in the background there. He's got 1, 4, 17, 17, so 1 card. Monster Frenzy, all foes in play are going to move. So let's go to overhead cam with that. I'm going to start nearest me. And the goblins aren't going to have to knock through the doors, they're just going to open them and close them behind them. So this horde is going to come into this room. Inspecting the prisoners here. We've got a loner, he's going to go through the portcullis. Yeah, he's going to go through the portcullis. I think if I tried to make him shoot at that point, the portcullis would be cover, and probably... They're rubbish, they only need to deal 5 goblins. You can really cut a swath through them. Behind the camera here, we're going to have a goblin move up. The boss is going to move into the middle there. The loner, not quite close enough, it's going to brave it. And the horde. I like it that it's not too many monsters, and I like that this card gets shuffled in and comes out a few times. That's what I'm enjoying at the game so far. Just enough, not overly complex, just that right amount, I think. And then Cyril had his 2 actions, so he's going to take a move and shoot. I don't know what I'm going to do about remembering his crossbow. I think I need to get him a token. So I'm going to move to there, I'm going to shoot, and that is easily within 8 inches, which is 12 centimetres in my conversion. And he's going to shoot, he just needs 3 plus on a d20. 6, twang, whack, first dead goblin. Now you need to keep a track of your dead goblins and possibly who's killing them as well. Well, who's killing them if you're that kind of competitive. When's the card that brings them on? It's ones that are already dead. So you can't. I had a mistake where I brought on 6 in a prior demo to this. Luckily, I forgot to record the audio. So that was 2 actions. And how am I going to remember his reload? I'm going to stick this broken shield next to him. That should remind me. I'm going to have to reload him. That's all the monsters acts. That's my 2 acts. That's the initiative order back to Ranger. Let's go back to... So we've got Ranger here. And we've got goblins on the other side of that door. I'm going to take 3 actions. I'm going to bust that door down. Oh, 19, 10, 7. 7 is a failure. So 7 is draw a card. Monster axe. Monster closest to the PC. Axe. If it's part of a horde, it will detach. Don't think he's going to be able to get me, but he's going to open the door for me. Zoink. He's literally going to be in the doorway. I think we can hear intruders, sir. Oh yeah, they're intruders. You didn't want to do that. Right, my 2 actions now. Luckily, I'll sling off my bow and take a shot. Got 11. Again, I'm not rolling on the camera. I should roll on the camera. For whack. And a dead body. Yeah, so Ragnar kills 1. I think you can see through there, but how far away are they? I'd say that's just over the 8 inches and is through a doorway, but I'm going to take it. So I think it is 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it just -1 for the extra length, or is it -2? Okay, just double check that. -1. So my archery skill will counteract that. So 5, 6, 7. 3. My arrow gets stuck in the doorway. Okay, now it's the Cleric. Doesn't really want to do anything. He's going to take 1 dice because it's just a knife fighter. 12. He's past it. Yeah, I'll just sort of move up into that little patch. If something comes through, I'll try and shiv it in the back. Okay, Cyril the Knight. Before Cyril, we'll go with Grief the Thief, so you can get a crossbow bolt off. So 3 actions for Cyril. For Grief. 15, 13 and a 3, so that's 1 failure, 1 card is drawn. Monster Frenzy, all foes in play. That's 2 of those. Must be 2 in the deck. Again, let's go to overhead cam. Zoop. So that is this party here. We're going to move up to their fallen comrade and get some cover from the doorway. This guy, has he got a beady shot? Not quite in range, he's going to have to go forward. It's a bit brave of him. I wish I had those barrels out somewhere like that. It'd make more sense for a defence. Let's do that. Goblins are weedy. I just want to have that sort of excitement interaction of dodging behind barrels. Boss is going to stand underneath the portcullis here. The other loner is coming forward, and these two are going to again rush their fallen comrade. It looks like there's a horde of goblins coming towards me. I'm brave, I can handle them. So that's my failed activation. Now I've got 2 activations. One to reload my crossbow. That's going to be useful. That's a good tip. And then I'm going to actually shoot at the goblin behind the barrels. Now I've got two levels in crossbow, so that cancels out the barrels, and that looks like it's going to be within 8 inches, so I'm just going to shoot 10, easy peasy, thwack. Another dead body, whack. And I like that you don't just get the treasure, you have to loot the bodies. That's pretty cool. So I reloaded and I shot. That's him done. Now it's Cyril. 3 actions please, Cyril, Squire. 14, 18, 2, so 1 card. Wandering Monster. This can be interesting. Wandering Monster, roll a d6. 3. On a 3 or 4, a large forest goblin enters on a random table edge. Remember, we've got 4 stairs which you can climb up. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's this edge down here. I'm going to use an orc for that just to differentiate him. And then he's got an extra hit point. He has 2 hit points. Wandering Monster, and that is reshuffle all the cards back in, apart from the one which is discarded. That'll do me, and cut the deck. And that's a monster. 2 actions now. Am I close enough? Oh, looks like I'm going to have to do 2 moves. Seems a waste to do 2 moves. Could move to this wall and break it down. Oh, flatten them. I don't know. 2 moves. I'm going to move to this wall and break it down. So I know there's like a grate or something. Doing it in front of goblins. Yeah, doing it in front of goblins. 10 plus. 17. Smash. Ah, the prison cell walls falling apart, and we can see 2 potential treasures and villages to heal, the dog and the man. If I was dead inventive, I could make that, charisma rolls and stuff like that. But I'm only 2 games in. I'm going to save that for later. That is everyone. Back to the top. So Ragnar the Ranger. I'm equally good with a sword. That's just 3 actions. 2, 2, and a 19. Right. Might change my opinion on what's going to happen. Mana Flux. Roll a d6. Got a 3. And on a 3, nothing happens. Next card. Wandering Monster. Another Wandering Monster. That's another d6 roll. A 5. That might be interesting. Perform a DL 13 dodge roll or take 1 damage from a carnivorous plant. Mark the spot. Right, we don't have a carnivorous plant, but I am going to put down a horde of spiders to represent. So there's a little nest and they'll bite anyone in contact. So I've got little vermin tokens for that. DL 13 dodge. 4, so I don't do it, and I'm going to take 1 damage. Ew. The plant does not move, but attacks in melee anyone within 1 inch of it. DL 13 dodge roll to avoid. The plant has 6 hit points, but fire damage would do double damage to it. That works for a nest of spiders as well, so let's stick with it. But my cleric is in danger now. Anyone moving within. So if I move away from it, I'm going to say I'm going to have to take a dodge roll with my cleric there. That's an interesting development. So a Mana Flux, and then it's reshuffle the cards. So I'll put the Mana Flux and Wandering Monster back in the deck. Cut the deck. My 1 action, I'm going to take a bow and take someone out through that doorway, giving them cover. 18. No way you can dodge that, goblin. Thwack. Am I running out of death tokens here? So let's go back to minicam. So that's where the action has been happening. I'm out of actions. The cleric's turn. Cleric's going to be brave. I'm going to go 3 actions. Oh, a 6, so 1 failure, and then a 12 and a 16 for 2 actions. That's a big one. The foe closest to the PC has +1 hit point for its type. Ignore foes that are part of a horde. So how are we going to speculate that he has extra hit points? We're going to use a little pink dice. There we go. And then I'm going to take my 2 actions. I think I can get into melee, so I'm going to run around the corner with my knife. Rah! And use what? So that's 1 action to move, and then 1 action to give him a stab. 5, 6, 7, because I'm not skilled with a knife. 6! Oh, I only needed 1 more. I have to get my leader ability, which would give me +1, but you have to state it before the roll. So he's done me 1 damage. I have no armor, I have no nothing. But I can heal. I've got spell heal. Again, I need a little token for that. So we're not doing too well on this flank. Let's see if Cyril and... Did he shoot? He reloaded his shots. Let's get back over here. To this action. So we knock down the wall so we can get to the potential herbs. I think ignoring the monsters is sometimes a tactic so far. I don't know many tactics, but these are so easy to kill. I think running away from them and just try and focus on the mission will be the better option. So Cyril the Squire is going to roll some dice. Let's see if I can get them on the camera. Getting them on the camera was a very bad idea. 3 activations. Monster Axe. Monster closest to the police is part of a horde, it will detach. So we're going to have a detachment and we're going to have an attack. So that is that one. Let's have him do his attack. 6. I only needed 4+, so I'll kill him. I'm going to use that as a token. Squires kill something. And then another card. Monster Frenzy, everyone. Ooh, this is going to be tricky. Now I have found this is a hard game. Looks simple. My first video I sort of passed. It depends on how you're running your scenarios. If it fades away once you sort of complete something, or you want to get away out of the dungeon or explore everything. But my last few games have been a little bit very close I'd say. All flows in play. Right, so we've got, when I do that one I'm going to go to big camp. So I've got an orc down here, the bigger goblin. The goblin fighting my cleric. Let's roll in my dice. 7, I think that's the goblin dead. I've got 3 dead goblins around him. 5, 6, 7 is what I needed actually, so that works out. We've got a goblin behind the camera here. We've got the goblin boss coming in, finding his dead archer mate buddy. And we've got the goblin who's just seen his mate chopped up. Let's roll his dice. 15, he's a deader. Let's use this corpse fly as another body. Monster Frenzy, that's everyone acted. How many was that? Was that a Monster Axe, a Monster Frenzy? 1 more because I got 3 failures. They're at our back. Oh, this is a bad one. I don't really want this to happen. Depends on which area they come in. These 6 minions will appear at a table edge. So let's find out which table edge. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one at the bottom corner again. And how many? Fingers crossed. 4. That's not too bad. 1, 2. And there are a horde of goblins coming in out of the Underdark. We freed up some time to explore some herbs over here. We've got 1, 2, 3 herbs, treasures to dig through to find out for an artifact. Got to get to these guys here before this lot start coming in. It's really just a speed bump, slowing me down because this cut through them like a knife through butter. Okay, so we've got Cyril. Cyril's just acted in his terrible roll. Let's see if Grief can do better. 1 failure. Horde Axe. Have we got a horde? We've got a horde in play. Just simply going to move into play at the back here. I won't bother slinging the camera to them. Now I've got 2 actions. I'll reload my crossbow. I can see the boss. I can see the boss over the arrows, over the barrels. Outside, so he is harder to hit. Can I line my crossbow up and try and take him down a few pegs? DL is equal to Goblin Warrior with a bonus to hit points, and DL equals to the number of players. Again, number of players or number of PCs? Number of players is 2. DL 6 isn't very much. I'm going to go with number of PCs. So I'm going to take a shot. So I've reloaded my crossbow. I'm going to take a shot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for the cover, and back to 9 because my skill of 2. So 4. I missed. And my crossbow's out again. Not a great turn. Back to Ragnar. Ragnar wants 3 actions. A 20, a 10 and a 17, so that's 4 actions. The 20 gives you an extra action or cancels out a bad one. So 6. I've got to dodge away from that plant, remember? 14, that's a pass, so the plant doesn't get me, the spider nest. I can go around that corner there. I'm ignoring looting the bodies, I really just want to get the treasure that we're coming for. So that's 1, 2. Just move the camera out of the way, as usual. This is the prison that we're going for. 3. There should have been a door there, I don't know where I've moved it to. There we go, I think. 1, 2, 3 gets me to the door, and my bonus action is going to try and open that door. 18. The door is open. Things are looking up again. Okay, Cleric. So we've both got wounds, and the Cleric does have a heal spell. And the heal spell says DL 12. And we've got a Magic Flux, which gives us... It did nothing, it didn't go as +2, did it? That was another game. 3 actions for the Cleric, please. A 1, an 11, and a 13. So 1 failure, let's see what it does. Reinforcements. Same card again, gosh. So I've got 3 possibilities to come on. D6 minions. 6, there's only 3 to come on. And where are they going to come on? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yikes. Everyone's coming on, they've sounded the alarm bells. And they're all coming on the same edge. I think we've got a goblin problem. Let's get these out and just get over to the other side of the map. Oh, I didn't see those dice. I think that's 1 failure. And there are 2 actions. Rush over there. 6. Do I want to heal myself? And another move because I want to get out of the way. Let's get to the... So remember, I'm wounded. That was another goblin. I got a feeling I've missed a goblin with an extra hit point. We'll just cheat and give it to him instead. Back to the other side. Let's go back a bit and we can get the captain in as well. The boss goblin, he looks like a wizard, but it's just a warrior. Throw the squire, 3 actions please. 18, 5 and 15. So the 5 is a card draw, and then 2 activations. Trap, you're not doing very well. Is there anything about traps in this book? I don't think there is. So it's a random trap. It's trap number 10. Memory serves me well, that might be a bear trap. 10 darts. The PC and all figures within 3-inch area. Let's just measure out that 3-inch area. I think you're safe. You just... a 1 damage ranged attack. And let's roll that. 4, it goes through. So everyone's getting wounded. Now, Grief the Thief is also a healer now. That's what he picked up with his extra XP from the last mission. 2 actions. That should get me into contact with both of those objectives. Grief the Thief. 3 actions, 2 20s. Wow. Did that not go on the board? Oh, that's harsh. 2 20s and a 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actions. I'll take it. I'm fast as well, so I'm going to reload as 1 action, 2 action, 3 action, 4 action. Oh, I could use that to heal, but anyway. And the 5th action, I'm at a... I have to come around here now. So I've walked all the way up this corridor, and I'm going to take on this treasure that I'm right next to. 8. I need 10. That one vanishes as a negative treasure. I don't get it. Not negative treasure, just not the what I'm finding. Just goblin junk. Goblin junk. Back to Ragnar. See if we can do better with that rolling. Oh, 3 passes. Oh, love that. And so it's 1 to move back to Ragnar. 1 to move up to the objectives. 1 to search the objectives. 10 plus fails. That's another goblin junk or dead prisoner. And let's search the other one. 4. Ooh. He was gonna talk. At least it wasn't a 0. Right, we've got to get out of there because there's a horde coming. He's no good. Okay. Cleric, 3 actions to try and get out of there. So you gave him +1. Because that'll make that an 8 and be okay. Are we allowed to do that? Because I've got to use my leadership skill at some point. Right, 5, 1 failure, we've got a card. Ambush. A minion moves out of a spawning point or the closest table edge. Right, I'm going to say this door. We've not seen what's coming out of it yet, so I'm going to have another minion behind it. And it's just going to move closer. Shunk. He's a ranged guy, he can actually come in and shoot. That's definitely within 8 inches. So let's have a shot at myself. 5! His DL increases by 2, so he's hit. 2nd wound. Drake's the Cleric's first mission out, and he's going down. Then I've got 2 actions. I'm going to use one to spell myself and heal myself. Fail. And I'm going to use a spell to heal myself again. Fail. You're just standing there, stunned that it's been shot by a goblin. Now, if I was playing with they should strictly be melee, he would have just moved there and I wouldn't have got shot. You know, we're seeing how this goes. We're experimenting. I got good feels still. Those are two have gone back to the proper heroes over here. You can see Cyril the Squire, the boss, and Grief the Thieves. Cyril the Squire. Oh, one. Monster Axe. Closest monster is the boss. And the boss is just going to stalk forward. Looks like he's going to get almost to the edge of that fountain. And then 2 actions. Zoom, zoom, zoom. With those 2 actions, I'm going to search one of those prisoners. Sure, prisoner, go home. You are safe. That's my second herb, my second treasure. My last action, I'm going to search the little puppy. 10. Also good enough. That's all we need. We have enough to go home. We've won the scenario. Picture conditions. That's, you know, just checking the picture conditions. This is a basic scenario. Could be that easy. The scenario is successful if at least a number of bunches equal to half the number of players rounded up is found and carried off the table. We do need to get off the table. I would like a bit more glory. There's more treasure out there. Let's just have a quick look at Big Cam to see where the other treasures are. So we've got a treasure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, one of them is a prisoner. One of those can't leave a man behind. I think we should push on. This swarm is bothering me. If I get him out, he's good enough. If I push on with the others, at least try and get the living ones. It's giving me a purpose that I've made them, not just random herb tokens they have. There's a little man there. Right, Grief the Thief, your action. So 3 actions. 3 is a fail. That gives us a card. A scenario events. So what is scenario events? Schemer. But Schemer. Screamer. I don't know how you say that. I've got a little elf model here. Let's go back to Dennis again. That's my elf model, just appeared in front. She's not going to appear there. Let's read the statements. Schemer, a wood elf hunter enters the table from a random edge. So let's roll a dice and see which. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lucky she didn't appear there. Chasing down that horde. 7. She's actually appeared back here. Which is very useful if I can convince her to join. She's actually near all the other treasures. The hunter will only activate when a goblin is within 8. Attacking the goblin with an arrow or moving towards the closest goblin when a monster frenzy card is drawn. A single PC may befriend the elf with a DL10 charisma roll. This may be attempted when within 2 inches of the elf. If the roll fails, she leaves the table. If successful, she is controlled by that player until the end of the scenario. When it says controlled by that player, I think I need to double check that rule. Archery 2, she's better than me. I don't think she's going to get involved too much in this battle, being out on the limb there. And reshuffle. Now it doesn't say discard and reshuffle like some of them, so she could potentially come on 4 or 5 times. That'll be interesting. History. She's got a sister. You got a sister. Are you fancy coming carousing? Is the right, where are we? Oh, still got 2 actions. Right, let's do them. Grief. Griefy. You're going to move to these barrels so they're not cover. And we're going to shoot over them with my crossbow. Try and get that boss goblin. That'll be another good leaving the dungeon. 7. So we said his DL is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -2. 7. I think I'm hitting. But I do need my crossbow token. And we're going to put a wound on that goblin. Wound tokens running out. You need to heal. I need some wound tokens back, please. Back to Ragnar. Let's check it out. Check out the horde coming after them. I can either dash through the doorway past the horde, or more likely dash past the carnivorous spiders that appeared. Cleric, go first. Let's try and heal us. 20. 20 will cancel out the 5 and is still in action. And 12, so I've got 2 actions and no negative effects. First action, heal. 17, we've healed ourselves. You can only heal yourself once. I can still cast heal on other people, but that's it used on me. I've got to get out of there, because if I'm trapped in that prison cell. I was tempted to heal Ragnar, but I'm not that brave. Leg it. Get into melee with that guy? No, leg it. Ragnar, what you gonna do now? Ragnar's gonna take 3 actions. Everyone's a pass, he's a hero. Still got his bow in him, he's gonna take a pot shot at that goblin with the bow. 9, plenty. Dead goblin. Dead body. 1 action. 2 actions. Get out of there. Get out of there bravely. Get out of there bravely. Get out of there bravely, man. Technically, this door is still closed. 1, 2. I'm at the other side of that door, but I can't do anything. So the horde will open the door for me when they want to come and fight me. Back to... They are miles away. What are they going to do? Tackle the boss. Cyril, got the camera on the action. Come on, Cyril. 3 activations. 1, 2. I can get engaged. Oh, is that a brave thing to do? The boss, they do 2 damage if they hit me. Oh, you know what? Have I done the damage wrong? I've just been taking 1 damage. Retrograde, you screwed up the game, Mark. Okay, so he should technically have 2 damage. Can I either fix it that way, in which case I might leg it out the dungeon because I don't want to be so wounded. So instead of going that way, I would go that way. Need more damage counters, please. Yeah, I'm spotting that they do 2 damage before. So you have had... I don't know if Drake would have gone down because of that. Knowing it, he would have healed himself earlier though. So I'll live with that slight mistake. And in that case, I might still go by the door because I want the cleric to get out. No, I wouldn't go by... Stand by the door. Less people can get at me. No, don't stand by the door. Don't stand by the door. Right, I'm just readjusting. Just a few retrograde mistakes have happened. So I took 3 actions. 1, 2, 3. Brief. 1 failure. We've got a card. This is worrying because that goblin could kill us. Things could get worse if the scenario has a complication. Yes, it does. A random PC who has gathered at least 1 herb. So that is Squire, and that is Ragnar. A random PC, not all random PCs. So 1, 2, 3. It's Squire. Nope, it's Ragnar. DL12 Constitution check. Failed. Develop Spell Rash, giving -2 to all ranged combat rolls, melee and ranged combat rolls until healed. Luckily he's got heal next to him. Otherwise it starts to rain. Whew. Right, 2 actions. Dash past your buddies, so 1 and 2. We are on the fleeing mode. Because it is quite deadly. I've not reloaded my crossbow. We have not got much treasure. We've got the 3 things that we came for, and we are fleeing. Drake, the cleric, 3 actions please. And get the +1 from your leadership bonus. So the +1 doesn't matter. But we have got a 3, let's see what happens. Horax, bursting through this door. Picking up that guy on the way. Literally, unleashed hell. Good job I didn't stand in the doorway. I'm going to go easy on myself and say they've not contacted me. Flipping heck. Yikes. And then that's 2 actions, wasn't it? So, try a heal spell on Ragnar. Fails. Try and leg it. Blocking the corridor. So I do have armour. Did I take the... did I take the wound from the plants, not from a goblin? That's why I shouldn't have 2 wounds. It wasn't a goblin that wounded me. It was those nasty, nasty spiders there. Oh, that's better, but you did get wounded by a goblin, so yeah, I think that was the right thing to do. And you definitely got wounded by goblins. Or did you get wounded by a dart trap? Daft. I'm not as wounded as I thought. Oh! Pay attention, Mark. Pay attention. Anyway, we're still running out. Ranger, Ragnar. Everything to pass. Legate, you fool. 1. Two, make a dodge roll here. Fails it, takes a wound. And now rules interpretation. I've just moved into it, now moving away. No, I'm not. I just had my 2 activations, haven't I? Oh, I had 3 activations, yeah. And 3. That gets me to the stairs. Do I need to make a wound roll, or am I going to drop from those spiders running into them and then out of them? Oh, DL13. I'm going to need to buy dodge. He's taken 3 wounds. He only has 3 wounds, unless armor rolls can save it. So it doesn't say it doesn't. It needs to treat it as an animal. So I'm going to have an armor roll. I think my armor's broken. Boom! Going down. He almost made it. He almost made it. I know I'm talking gibberish here, so I do apologise. This is my first time with all these cameras and such. Back to the Squire. Squire, 3 actions. 9, 9 and 3. So 1 card. Monster Axe, closest Monster Axe. Gonna move closer. Ooh. Boss is coming after me. So if you had potentially had 2 things, I might have done that. 2 activations. My other guy's got healing. He should really be doing the pickup. 1 and carry him. 2. Drag him away from the spiders. I'm sure that'll work. Grief the Thief with the healing skill. 4 and 2 passes. They're at our back. D6 minions appear in a random location. 8. Ooh. There's only one minion, and that is just encountered the she-elf at the back of the table here. Then 2 actions. 1 to get in touch with my dead colleague, and let's use get him up again. How does that work? Is that a DL check? Do I literally just roll D20? 10. I think I got 11 on that. PC comes 2 but has -1, -4 on all rolls, 1 hit point, and 1 inch of movement. Should be enough. Thanks, Grief. You saved my life. What about Drake the Cleric? There's a horde of goblins coming towards him. Okay. That is those 2 actions. Back to Cleric. 3 actions. Try and get out of there. Oh yes, 3 passes. But he does need to go past the deadly spiders. 1 to get onto the spiders. 2 to get out. So I'm going to make 2 dodge rolls. 1 where I encounter the spiders and 1 where I'm moving away. Pass! More deft. Pass! He saw the fate of Ragnar and managed to avoid it. Maybe the spiders are feasting on Ragnar, so are not as aggressive. And that was, I mean, he's ready to... He's going to escape. We are happy that we've got enough herbs and treasures to escape. I'm sorry, villager, that I'm leaving behind. Ragnar, 3 actions, because you're running small. Oh yes, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. You're out. Cyril Squire, 2 failures. I don't think it's going to bother you though. Monster Axe. Literally on your face, the boss goblin. And I've still not loaded my crossbow. Ambush! The goblin's going to leap out of that barrel, hiding there all game, ready for the moment. Seeing his boss come into the dungeon, he's thinking, yes, I can take on these guys. And he makes an attack. 20! That's a dodge. That's a spider. Get back in your cart. Failure. Oh, was that 20? No, that's a 20, that's just a hit, wasn't it? So pass. It's just gonna, loot and leave. I'm going to get 6 silver pieces. 2 silver pieces. No SPs this game. Like it. And, you know, can the boss take down Grief the Thief? 3 passes. Oh, lucky. Just get out of there. Joink. Game. Cut. Oof, that was fast. That's much slicker. So I played this scenario and I didn't have any audios. Went very differently. On one, I had like 3 of these spider traps right on the exit there, on the entrance exit, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure I rolled pretty much failures on every type of treasure or herb that I tried to pick up. And this time at least I've got 3, so there are 12 on the table. Feel sorry. First time I've seen the elf on the board, and I'm sorry that I've left you in jail. One of you has already passed out dead there, unfortunately. And they were a threatening sight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Horde of 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. DL 12. That's kind of respectable. Okay, let's go to head chat. See you on the other side. Let's see what we think about the game. So this is technically my second full game, and I've had a few sort of dabbling, you know, getting to know the game, trial runs and mistakes. What mistake did we make? We made a mistake with the hit points, and then remembering who took a hit point. He took it from a dart trap, he took it from a spider, so that was right. It's when we encountered the goblin. Double check your card, it says 2 damage. Anyway, let's do it. And we didn't get the bear. Was another option as a wandering monster. And we did get the extra goblin with extra hit points. Fab, yeah, let's rise it up. Hi there, welcome back. So that was an interesting game. I mean, I got a bit confused with the damage of the monsters, and it looks like the goblins are actually sort of glass cannons. They are easy to hit, and I've just noticed something else I missed in the game. They are harder to hit when you're shooting them with ranged weapons. I shot them pretty much exclusively with ranged weapons in here. I can't remember how low I rolled, but it's DL7 versus ranged attacks, whereas hitting them in melee is much easier, DL5. But they are glass cannons, so they're easy to kill in melee, but if they hit you, they're doing 2 damage. I'm guessing they're coating their weapons with poisons and such to get that effect. I quite like my little playing, I mean, it's an outdoors scenario. I think they're all outdoor scenarios, to be honest. But putting it in the dungeon, I quite like that it works in a dungeon environment. I mean, these are Castle Ravenloft tiles, so they kind of don't give you that many dead ends. But the way I laid them out, I could have, but I tried to keep it open, as if they were just sort of natural barriers on an outdoor table. But the doors are obviously there as speed humps, trying to get through them, DL10 to whack your way through them. That would be similar to trying to make a terrain test to travel over open ground at full speed, otherwise reduced to 2 inches of movements. So not opening a door would be pretty much the same. I equated in my head. There are things I could play with there, so I literally played them, my treasures and my objectives, as herbs. I didn't get the complication. I did get the complication, but I passed it, where I've got the rash and it didn't matter at the end. I liked the spider nest as a threat that's in the scenario as sort of deadly carnivorous plants. I didn't do any bribing. I don't think there's any reason to do any bribing. It's much harder than trying to kill them in either ranged or shooting, and you lose money. I was really rushing this game. That's mainly because the last 2 sort of demos where I didn't record properly, or it was raining and ruined my audio, or I was messing with the camera and it was cutting out. If you loot, you just get bogged down and the monsters keep coming back, so I really did focus on going for the objectives in this scenario. It kept that game, obviously kept it within an hour. It was a 55-minute game with me doing the camera things and such, so that's where I like a little skirmish game to me. It's something you can play in the evening, relax to, so that is a big plus for me. And I don't know, I'm sort of glancing over at my table thinking what else happened. Worked out alright. I need some better skills. I need to get some strong skills, constitution skills, spotting, perception skills, and investigating. I'm gonna be leveling up. How much do I get? What is my reward? Let's have a quick look at the reward. For each bunch of herbs picks, the player may buy a potion of their choice at half cost, or they may take 2 bunches for a free potion. So I've got 3, so I've got half cost potion and a free potion if I want. I thought you could sell them as well. I might have missed that. So potions are quite... I've got the potions cards nearby. And where's the potion list? I mean, it's 100 gold pieces. That could be pretty cool. Yeah, 100 to 120, so I'm getting 160 gold pieces there. That's a good deal for a bit of a dungeon delve. Just hope that they don't mind that I've left one of the villagers beside. We'll just tell the other villagers that you didn't make it. Well, let's hope. Let's not go down that route. We're going dark. Don't go dark. But the goblin boss is still there, so we can weave that into a story. We could have him. He's not a legacy boss. We can make him a legacy boss, and that means he'll appear in your next adventure, no matter what it may be. I could see if there's another one where the goblins want strike reprisal, or who is commanding the goblins to steal this caravan. It's like going sort of RPG-esque. It's cool. So yeah, enjoying Swords and Spellslingers. Lots to dig in. Sort of simple like a frisbee, harder to master. Really come with that. Anyway, thanks for watching. These have been Mark's Dice Tales. Do like and subscribe below, and tell me about your games. If you've got any sort of highlights in your games, put them in the comments below, or introduce me to your blogs and things like that. Thank you. Goodbye.